right, come here, y'all. Okay. Say hey.
Hey.
Welcome to this episode of Liss N Kristi. We've got no Kristi, but I'm Liss, and here's Kyle, and here's Mama Ton. And we are here in Houston helping our very own Brett Chisholm with 3Dudes Farm cultivate his entire holiday house tour and decoration for 2 holiday houses. So we are assembling 9 Christmas trees, a whole litany of florals, and we'll be working on this project for 3 days. So hang out with us today while we shoot the SHIT and enjoy this beautiful day in Houston.
It's gonna be great.
All right.
I thought we were all gonna work on a tree together again, and here we are. Everybody's got our own tree.
Flying solo.
Hans is looking.
We should have a contest to see who can decorate their tree the fastest
No, we shouldn't.
and looks the best. Come on.
I should have brought us work gloves.
I don't know what happened to my tree here, and why it starts looking like
She's
that.
looking good. Okay, so how many boxes of... We've got so much floral, y'all. We've got cedar, princess pine, juniper, and this magical stuff, incense cedar pre-pack.
Smells amazing.
It does smell really good. Should we do...
That was a satisfying
I was
shove
taking
in here,
those
Tonya.
off.
I was wondering, though, should we do... I don't know if we'll have enough.
We have to do 2 for the side of the fireplace that match it pretty much.
And we still have 3 trees to go, and this is all we have left.
We have this
That
box,
and one more.
You know what? We're gonna adapt and overcome. We can do it.
this box,
I believe in us.
And this box.
incense. Right, this box, this box, and nothing.
And we still have to do that tree over there.
What? Oh Lord.
The outside tree.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. Well, we have documented now evidence to tell Brett we did not have enough supplies to do just that.
So yeah, take those and fill in yours. Or this one. This
Oh,
one's ready
well,
to fill.
This one I think is also ready to fill.
So we have imported Kyle all the way here from Iowa and Mother Ton because Brett is getting ready to conquer the entire bridal industry in floral. And I don't think that's an easy feat, but if anybody can do it, it's him.
Yes.
We've been talking, and he decorated for a wedding.
His love.
It is his love, but he's so passionate, and he's like, I just said to Mom and Kyle, who could be doing this all day and not feel just pure joy course through your body, right?
Right.
But the bridal industry is such a racket, and what people are charging brides for floral design and the flowers for something that lives literally 72 hours and then dies. But you know that there are women who are paying like hundreds of thousands of dollars for floral. It's crazy to me. So Brett wants to revolutionize the industry and make beautiful floral arrangements affordable for every woman or man, you know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
You can do it.
And so we did our first wedding installation last Friday, and it went amazing. It was beautiful. Everybody was very happy.
Was that a baby's breath? Was that what your main
Yeah, she
flower
had.
was?
Yeah, she wanted a lot of baby's breath, and she wanted a lot of eucalyptus.
Which I think baby's breath is very simple but very elegant.
Yeah. Well, and I think if you just like, for instance, create a vision, like he's decided to take and make these tree forms out of chicken wire and stakes, wood stakes, and then fill them with all these branches.
Chicken wire is an unused
It is
life
highly-
hack.
It's great. I love it. So you two are making matchy-matchy?
What?
There's 4 or 5 the same size.
I'm gonna do these 2 kind of matchy-matchy,
Okay.
and then
How are you about to match nature?
Keeping it real.
well, we're giving it a heck of a try.
Keeping it real. Let's see if we're also friendly and happy 2 days from now. Let's just see.
You better be out in the
I think we will be.
It just smell my fingers.
Hard pass.
You know, you
Mom,
smell
what-
like you could be in Bath and Body Works, but better than Bath and Body
No,
Works.
like
No, let me smell. Like if you were to,
Aesop. It smells like Aesop.
this smells like the 25th of December.
Aww. Ho, ho, ho.
Okay, you guys are grossing me out there.
Can I use these out of this box over here, or were you saving these? Because
No, those are good for top.
how perfect is this little branch that I just found?
How perfect.
This is going to be great. I'm excited to see what Brett's doing at the other house too.
Losing his damn mind.
He's got some awesome help over there as well.
Do we have more? Oh,
That's the thing too, is
can I
like,
borrow from you?
whoa! Careful, ripping stuff out of my hole.
Don was busy stuffing them in.
You do.
Oh, if everything's not slightly laced with sexual innuendos, are you even living?
Look,
Look.
she thick. She thick, girl.
What happened? Mom bent over the other day and earlier she said, "I'm giving Kyle the ass," and I was like, "I think that's what he likes."
That is not.
Oh, you know.
Okay, why does my tree look like that?
She looks beautiful.
Home girl, you look like you have a...
You need to go down.
Well, this girl looked like she hadn't brushed her hair in 3 days. Look, that's what she looks like.
No, she looks good. Take a, you're overthinking it.
Yeah, you're too close. Remember we had that conversation
Just
about the
stop
other day?
and start in another one. Fix that one, and then go back.
Yeah,
We'll just perfect each other's.
and then we need to
I'm gonna bring over
If
this.
anyone needs this thick girl, I'm still hanging on to her because...
just put her in that pile right there. There's a few of them in there. The big pile. There you go.
I don't
and
know.
like maybe this one. I don't
Oh.
know.
You know what this looks like?
What?
What are those like? Are they called ghillie suits that those people hunt in? That's what that looks like. You know, like
You're just gonna crawl
Hear me
up
out. Yeah, hear me out. Put it over the top of my head right now. I feel like I could romp around in
It's
this.
already been on camera.
Yeah, we are. There's a camera over by the car. You got you on the backside, Mom. Right? You
Okay,
could,
but ready?
You could do some serious hunting now, Kyle.
You could look. Nobody would ever know.
Nobody would ever know.
Oh, it's a little sticky in here.
Oh God.
Sticky.
Also a situation you might be used to.
I'm telling you, last night I get in that bed and I was just lost. Like I felt like a kid at sea, lost in this big
So
bed.
we had
Could
this.
have been because we hadn't slept for over 40
Here's
hours.
here's the crazy part, and I need to make a plea to the airport people of Iowa or whatever. They live in
Chicago.
such
We
a
live in
remote.
Iowa.
No, I know, but they're in such a remote part of Iowa that the closest airport's like an hour and 45 minutes. But those airports don't have connecting flights or straight flights straight to where they needed to come in Houston. So it would have been a layover and more expensive. So a $550 ticket and 8-hour travel day. So instead, I had the bright idea, hey, why don't you guys drive to Chicago, which is a 4-hour drive? And I made them do it in the middle of the night because they had a 5 a.m. flight. So they drove, they literally had been traveling for 24 hours. If they had gotten in the car and just driven to Texas, they would have gotten to me faster than what I put them through.
But it's fine.
But
Tonya
they-
and I are the best travel partners.
They handled it.
She only gagged once when I brushed my teeth.
Kyle,
And spit in a bucket that he carries in his car without a liner.
What?
Mom,
just
you
throw
did
the-
real good on this tree. It's beautiful.
Yeah, she looks real elegant like that. Maybe we should just leave her like that.
No, she
No,
needs
she needs some filler.
she needs the rest.
Yeah. I leave that bucket in my car and then I throw it away.
Okay, so when did you develop the fascination for brushing your teeth 6 times a day?
I'm just obsessed with it.
Because you like the way clean teeth feel?
Yes.
I mean, I don't disagree with you.
But my dentist told me that I'm going to get horse teeth if I keep it up. And I don't want horse teeth.
Well, he's going to get where your gums recede.
Gingivitis. That's why I use a baby's toothbrush.
Well,
But
why
what were
did
you doing in the car on the way when we were driving to Texas?
I was brushing my teeth.
But why was it gagging me so bad that day?
I don't know, because I was spitting in that bucket again.
Oh my gosh, without the line of the same bucket?
The same bucket.
I thought you told me you replaced that bucket every now and then.
You do.
Well, how long has it been since we drove to Texas?
April of 22.
and you haven't replaced your bucket?
This is why I was gagging.
Who did this? This just fell straight up out.
Well, you got
I should have brought work gloves. Oh, I got to show everybody on the podcast what I came equipped with. Because they were giving me flack this morning, and I'm like,
No, they.
It
No,
was Kyle.
you're right.
I take full, you know.
your booty's on camera right now, scooch.
Oh.
Here's the deal. This is how I showed up for work today. And I was packing it this morning. I got a Sharpie. I've got a tiny flathead screwdriver here.
What'd you
I've
grab
got-
out the drawer before we left? Oh, these.
Yes?
These. What are these for? Like,
You just don't know.
what is this? But what is
Maybe-
it used for in the
okay.
kitchen?
This is a skewer.
Kebab.
Yeah. Well, so here's what I brought it for. I brought super glue. I might need to get some super glue out the bottom of that and scoop it out. But you also don't know, you might have a flower with a messed up stem that you need to stab it from the underside and then have something to hold it upright, and that's what this stick could be used for. I brought tape in case you need some girth to tape something together. And, hold on, Post-it notes in case he wants to leave direction on locations for where stuff goes. I brought 2 sets of dog nail trimmers because this could be used for cutting flower stems. I don't know in case we needed to burn something. And I've got a box knife, and then the rest of my tools are being utilized. And what did you say when we got here?
Well, I was a little thankful because
Because what?
We have
the
scissors.
tools were not provided.
And no
Did
fault
we
of
even have
anybody's.
scissors?
No, but you know what? That's sometimes I understand the role of a woman, and that's fine.
Are we out of this beautiful flower? Or not flower? This
No,
filler green?
I
Oh,
was just preoccupied there for a mound tree.
here,
She
I'll
was-
fill you
Let
up,
me get you
Buttercup.
some.
She was working on her own jam. These are just
I'm multitasking. Here you go, babe.
Thank you.
So we got here, and Brett was giving us the home tour and showing us where all the decorations are going to be established throughout the house. And we were all under the impression that for 2 houses and $20,000 worth of
This is a
floral
good
decor,
base.
that he had, you know, some help. Yeah, we're here. I don't know why I thought he had 15 volunteer helpers. And so we said, so who else helping at this house? And he's like, y'all looking at it. You are.
That's okay. Because we can do it.
We need to name them all.
Gilly. That one's got to be Gilly. It has to be.
That one? What?
Gilligan's Island?
Do you need a tool?
I need a tool.
Gilly came
Keep
from
that off.
over there.
You're welcome.
No.
Do y'all think like irrational thoughts and fears when you, like when I was packing my tool belt and I got out the clippers and I strapped it on, I thought to myself, what happens if I trip and I fall and I stab myself with my own trimmers?
Oh, that's a good one. Look at that.
Do you have those thoughts?
I could probably sew you up. It's just like sewing a dog.
You could sew me up, but do you have those thoughts and fears, or am I the only person that
No,
does?
I think you're the only person.
I think like that all the time.
I really think that way about my kids when they're doing stupid shit, but not so much about myself.
That's thick, Mom. She's thick.
You got some dirt?
She big girl.
How much? I'm gonna unbox this other stuff real fast. What?
We're getting low on this.
Well, what do we have? Just this tiny tree and girthy
That's
Murthy.
the last box of that. Oh, snap.
That's what I'm saying. So
Well,
you
then-
get the bottoms and all that on you.
This mini tree is not, I mean, look at this. This is half the size of this tree.
Yeah, no, we'll use those smaller ones. Or maybe even just.
Well, don't forget about, what's
See,
this?
these will work.
What'd you name her?
Gilly.
Don't forget about Gilly. Gilly's whole backside is naked.
But are we gonna, well, we gotta decorate the whole tree. We can't be streakers.
Nope. Can't do that cheap shit where you put the naked side in the corner either. It has to go all the way around.
Here, we can use that for Gilly.
Okay.
What are we gonna call her? I mean, this one is a statement piece right here. So she's gotta have this empowering name.
Ethel.
No.
Ethel?
No.
That would be a Mimi.
Mimi. Everyone needs a Mimi in their life, truly.
So if you are watching this episode and you think I would like those 3 yahoos to decorate my holiday house, we're for hire. And you can help, and we will make you laugh the whole time. Right?
We are funny people.
We think.
Are we though?
Yeah. The public will soon tell.
When JP was in town and we went to Austin for a day, it was Kelly, King, Christy, JP, and myself. And we went to this Mexican restaurant. It was on the 5th floor of this hotel. And literally within 20 minutes, we didn't coerce. This whole table of girls basically invited themselves over to our table because they were like, y'all are having way too much fun. We want to sit with you. And so they came and sat with us.
What were their names?
Plus, I feel like anywhere you go, you throw in a crowd girl.
Oh, thanks, Mom. It's your job to say that. You birthed me.
No, it's not my job to say that. I can say you so. Because I birthed you.
She will tell you that too.
Their names, the one was Christine, and then one of them was ophthalmologist.
Is that an eye doctor?
Yes.
Yeah. What are those doing?
They're squirrels and they're chasing each other.
They're having a fine time.
We're only in Texas. We're not in outer space.
Well, I thought it was
Like,
a cat.
It's not like a.
I wasn't for sure what it was.
Welcome to the country, Kyle.
I'm sure you've seen squirrels before. Come on. I love you.
I just wasn't sure what it was, okay?
I know. I know.
What are we doing with this?
I left it for that big, or I gave it for you for yours, but we'll put it over here with this big one because we're gonna need some. Like these two can go with it. Here, I'll take it, honey.
I feel like I've really gotten nowhere on that tree.
On
But I
this
think
one?
I keep working on
What's
that one.
happening here?
Well, I think I keep working on the wrong tree because I keep getting distracted.
These two need to be done. This one, let's save her for a little bit later.
I think I've been working on the wrong tree.
Oh my. How are you in school, Kyle?
I'm not in school.
No, how were you in school? Like, did you have to have a lot of parent-teacher conferences, or were your teachers like, oh no, he's like...
No, I was a straight A student.
I pretty much had to have those parents every 6 months.
I was the type of person that would go over every single thing that I did in the class before I left to make sure I was not forgetting an assignment. And it had to be perfect. And I would rewrite everything if I didn't like the handwriting that I did.
Who else? Was that Uncle Jack like that?
He was pretty.
I think he did that. I think he would rewrite all of his homework if he didn't like his handwriting.
Yep.
That's extra. I was just the teacher's pet that tried to get away with not doing any homework. And I just would be in choir all the time. But like my history teacher in class, he would sit at the back of the classroom and he'd have all the boys on hotornot.com. And it was like the first website where you like rated whether or not girls were pretty or not. And our homework, I was like in 11th grade. He would have a projector screen and he would extract pages from the book and he'd remove words. And your only homework was to follow along on the projector, find the word in the book and fill in the blank like you were in first grade. And then you put your binder on the edge of the classroom at the end of the semester, and that's how it got graded. So I would leave class every day, and at the end of the semester, I'd go take somebody else's filled out binder and fill out my own binder, turn it in, and I'd get straight A's.
Adapting and overcoming.
Adapting and overcoming?
Yeah. I'm really not for sure what's going on with this tree.
Wow, you're putting too much thought in it.
All right, Kyle needs some help.
I do.
Are we out of that? No. Here.
Wait, we're not. I thought we were.
What?
You're joking right now.
No, we are
I thought we were out of that.
out of filler? No.
Yeah, that's why I was scraping by with.
Alissa.
What? I know that you saved it for that tree, but we don't have enough. So we might have to take some out of
We love you, Brett, but.
Gloria or whatever you named her.
Who?
This one.
Oh, I didn't name her.
Ethel. Gertrude.
I'm not giving names.
Gertrude. Tonya, how were you in school? Did they have the belt when you were in school? Or was that the spoon? What was their punishment choice back in the day?
Detention. Everything was detention.
Did you get detentions, Kyle?
No. But I got a tardy one time, and I will never forget it.
A tardy?
Yeah. And I had an excuse. Kyle is never
You're
tardy
such
to
a bad
anything.
boy.
I am a timely person. And let me tell you what. So I was 12th grade or 11th grade? No, it was 11th grade because you had to get this vaccination, meningococcal. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I've heard of that. You're the one that works in a pharmacy.
Yeah, I work in a pharmacy, but meningococcal.
Figure it out, son.
Meningococcal, I think, is a vaccine you had to get before you like went into 12th grade. Yeah, it was 11th grade because I was in economy. And, you know, I have a fear of needles. I will pass out.
Do you really?
Yeah, it makes me pass out.
But
I can do animal's blood and pull blood from an animal all day long. On myself, no thank you.
I wonder if you could you
So-
can you do another human?
Give someone else a shot?
No, pull blood.
Oh, yeah.
So you could give Christy an IV.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, she said I'll pocket that information. So anyways, we had to go get this
When are you moving to town? You could save me a
Vaccination.
bundle of money.
before, and like it was like during the day while we were at school. And so I had went because it was my turn. And this lady was like, okay, go to the lady in the purple shirt. You know, I'm standing in line. I felt like I was in the military, like standing in line, you know, getting ready to be stabbed with 150 needles, but it was just one.
Drama much?
So the lady was like, walk to the lady in the purple shirt. And I was like, lady in the purple shirt, lady in the purple shirt. Well, next thing you know, I'm laying on this table in the nurse's office. And there's this rag on my head. And I'm like, what is happening? They're like, you didn't make it to the lady in the purple shirt. I'm like, well, what happened? I'm like, what happened? And they're like, you passed out.
Uh-oh.
So I had this note from the nurse that I passed out, and I gave it to my government teacher, and he didn't put it in the system. No, and I got a tardy. My one tardy
Gosh.
in my whole career.
bad.
I have a crazy story about going not really to the nurse's office. So when I was little, my mom worked at the cookie factory, and
Shears?
she had, huh?
Shears
Is that what it's called now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Burlington.
Yeah. And I had to go to the daycare in Bright-Eyed and Bushy-Tailed, like before they opened. I'm sure that one of the ladies got there specifically for me. It felt like that anyways, because we were there in the dark of morning. And so I would have to hang out, and I would like help make breakfast for all the other kids that came to daycare, and then they'd take me to school.
Grandma Lois.
Yeah.
You were such a mother hen, Alissa.
I'm Melissa.
Yes. I had, honestly, I had a baby in the nursery that would cry all the time. And I would stand there at the gate and like ask to go hold her. And so I'd go hold her and then she'd stop crying. And so they'd get me at a nap at daycare to go to the nursery to hold this little baby Madison. And her mom would come and breastfeed her. And she'd come into the nursery and I would be there like, I was like 5 or 6 cradling her baby. So I'm at school, dog-ass tired one day because I was up at the crack of dawn. And my friend Jane Timish was next to me on the swing set. And I'm swinging. I guess I must have still been a couple feet up in the air swinging. And I fell asleep. My ass fell off of the swing, asleep, and hit my head, and I got a concussion. I could not see. I couldn't hear properly. Like, my brain hurt so bad. And I remember waking up in the library, and the librarian was there, and I could hear voices, but I had no idea where I was or what. Like, I can't believe they did not take me to the hospital. I was in a bad way.
They left you for dead.
I mean, I could have had severe brain damage. But I'll never forget waking up and just being like, having no recollection of what happened.
Did they even call you, Ton?
Yes, they did. But they didn't make it out as bad as it was. Did we come and get you
No.
at all?
know. I think I stayed
I
there.
think she just called and said.
I think I stayed there until the end of school, and then I went. But like I should have.
Alissa, what's happening with this? Did this fall out or did?
Yes, it fell out of this one.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Oh, now you lost some. He's gonna need like a dolly or something.
Whoa, whoa. Ton, what about you? You got any good pass out stories?
You got any good drunk stories?
Just the time I went to Geo and got so drunk they were dunking me under the water to wake me up, and I went to my friend's boyfriend's house and his dad gave me coffee and my stomach hurt so bad I was on the toilet shitting and puking at the same time, and my brother came and got me and I was puking out the side of his car out the window. Was not pretty.
Sounds rough.
It was so bad.
Puking is
It was
like
so
the
bad.
worst.
That's probably why I don't like to drink now, because I don't like to get to that point. I don't ever want to get to that point again.
I passed out twice.
Drunk?
No, at the vet when I used to work there.
From
Yeah, one time was in the surgery room with Dr. Travis and you
With the
fell.
chocolate lab.
Fell on the chocolate lab and Dr. Travis had to
Doing a spay.
had to sanitize the area after you collapsed on the patient.
And then another one, we were doing an eye removal or an eye suture.
Oh.
And I remember my friend Leo was there.
I want to
And
pass out just thinking about
I was trying to walk out of the room and ended up in a chair.
Whoops. There's been a couple times, like, I get real queasy at the sight of blood. Real queasy. But this one summer, Gage had come to stay with me in Cincinnati. And, like, I get really lightheaded. Like, I got to sit down when there's blood involved. And, you know, it's dangerous. Well, I had taken Gage. I was nannying. And I had taken Gage to buy him Lego sets so that he could build his Legos while I was watching the kids and, you know, stay entertained. And we had just finished one set, and he had this real fear of being left alone at that point. Like, you couldn't leave the room or he'd have anxiety.
I couldn't go out to the mailbox or to the trash. I had to tell him where I was going. He would watch me from the door until I would get back. Like, he had a real fear.
And so,
And he'd never been left alone like Alissa had been.
yeah, I was left. Tell you that story later. Anyways, I said, Gage, I'm just going to use the restroom, right? I'll be right back. Literally less than 15 feet away from the kid, right? So he's fine. He knows I'm going to the bathroom. I'm sitting there using the restroom. And all of a sudden, I hear this frantic, Alissa, Alissa. And I'm like, Gage, I'm just using the bathroom. And he's like, no, I cut myself. And I said, what? And I open the door. My pants are still at my ankles. I open the door, and it's Yosemite shooting out of his freaking wrist. And I was like, he had taken the scissors I had left on the floor to try and cut his way into the next Lego box and literally cut an artery in his wrist. And I was like, oh my God. And all I could think of was every scary video or movie I'd ever watched. It's like, apply pressure, lift it above your heart. And so I'm like wrapping it in a towel, holding onto it. I can't even wipe. I can't even pull up my pants because I'm so holding so much pressure on his wrist. I have two babies asleep upstairs for their nap. And I'm like, I tried calling my boss. She didn't answer. So I yank the babies up out of bed and take him to emergency. I come flying through with these 3 small children. And I was like, I have a 911. He's going to bleed out. He's going to die. And they're like, take a seat, ma'am, in the waiting room. And I was like, are you kidding me? So there was blood all over the lady's white carpet.
How many stitches did he have to get?
I don't remember.
It's like 4 or 5. It was a tiny cut, but it just...
It bled so bad.
Artery.
So
and then
bad.
They said he may have to have...
Physical therapy.
Well, they said he may have to have surgery.
You didn't come, did you?
No, I was in Iowa.
No, I know, but you didn't come after. Like, we figured it out.
Like, yeah, he was fine, and he wanted to stay.
Right. But yeah, that was one of those moments where I was like, if I don't keep my shit together right now and get this kid to the hospital, he's gonna die of blood loss, and we're all gonna.
And Lissa's like, I'm not being
am I gonna
responsible
die?
for that.
He did.
ask
He
you
did.
that?
He looked at me. He goes, "Wissa, am I gonna die?" And I was like, that was one of those moments where you're lying, because I don't know how much blood you can afford to lose before something bad happens. I was like, no, Gage, you're not gonna die. And I was like, parents absolutely lie to their kids, because I wasn't sure. Brett must trust us a lot because we have gone a long time unsupervised.
Yeah. What time of day even is it?
It is 12:47.
Huh, we've only been at this a minute.
Yeah. What time
I
did we
have
start?
all kinds of voicemails.
Uh-oh.
I've never met a person that gets more
Phone
emails.
action
text-
and-
yes.
I know, her phone
You'd think she was a porn star.
Or a politician. That's what I was gonna say. Tomato, tomato.
You know, I just saw a meme about that the other day, and I didn't know what that was.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, until I saw that it was like written out in a meme.
Okay.
How are you supposed to spell it?
I don't. Tomato?
Mimi's
Yeah.
doctor appointment went good.
Which one was that?
She had to go get the wound changed, and I was concerned with the wound. how
Is it
was
looking bad?
It was a little red when I left.
Is it okay?
Yeah, they said it looked fine.
Oh, Gilly's been decorated.
I know, Mom's been over there busting her hump, working on it.
I've been trying to
Good work.
get what I could grab before you all stole it.
Well,
Where did that nickname for you originate?
what nickname?
Mama Ton.
You
You.
gave it to me,
See, it kind of stuck, didn't it?
friend Kyle.
It
So,
did.
for all of those who, might be watching or curious, we cultivated Kyle from his position at the vet's office, and they did the math and they figured out this all happened in the spring of 2020 when I was on my cat rescue crusades. And I think my final tally was something like 65, whether directly rescue or inadvertently like rehoming. So I spent a lot of time at the vet's office, a lot of time. And Kyle would always be my go-to helper when I went in, and we became friends. And so then I'd go out on cat trapping missions, and I would force my mom to come help, and then I'd make Kyle come help. And we had a couple really crazy
We have to talk about those.
nights. Do you want to tell everybody the story about Maxine?
Well, where should I start? When we pulled up.
That's a really good question.
Okay, so
I don't know.
first and foremost, we pull up to this trailer in Alissa's Prius, and
Accurate.
we have pizza.
No, I ordered the pizza later.
Yes. I think I'm getting the two stories combined.
Well,
But
okay,
anywho, she gets home.
Oh, no. You got to give the whole story. So there's
Okay.
this lady in the town who does cat rescue, and
Let's not say her name.
we're not going to say her name. So we're not a fan of her any longer.
No.
But anyways, she lets me know that there are basically
was
what
like
happened, this man
60.
had died in his trailer home. And
He had been dead for a while.
he had been dead for a minute. And he had a hole in the floorboard of his kitchen where stray cats had free access to come in and out of his house. And he was like the cat man. Well, when he died, no, they did not eat his body. But they were coming in and they were having their litters of their kittens in his home amongst his corpse. And the rescue group that I was familiar with in another town got a call because there were all these litters of kittens that needed to be bottle fed that were like 2 and 3 days old. So I had no bottle feeding experience, but I was like, sure, I'll help. So I started, taking care of some of these litters of kittens. Well, then the lady who had facilitated the rescue of those kittens calls me and says, hey, now that we've gotten the kittens out, we really need to kind of trap some of these adult cats because they're just going to keep, breeding, and there's nobody in this trailer park to take care of them. So will you help me come out and trap? Sure. And at this point, she had just been feeding them. So Kyle, Mama Ton, and myself go out to this trailer park.
And it's getting dark because the best time to catch them was when she fed them.
Right. And so she had said to the lady, don't feed the cats tonight because we're going to come out and try and trap them. Well, there was a lady that lived next door to the now empty trailer where the deceased man had been removed from. Her name was Maxine. Well, I don't know anything about Maxine, but I do know that she was quite a colorful character. So Kyle and I are out setting traps, trying to be quiet, and Mom's on the
And
lookout.
it's very hard for Kyle to be quiet.
Right.
Because I'm a very loud person anyways.
There was probably 20 stray feral cats out in this trailer that we
Surrounding.
could see. And we're like, oh, we're going to just trap them right up. Well, Maxine kept coming out of her trailer and slamming her screen door, coming to talk to us. And at one point, she came over to Kyle and she was like, "You're so handsome, Kyle." And Maxine was maybe on some pills or maybe
And I could
drunk.
smell her Burger King.
Oh.
That she had been feasting on her breath.
Well, no, that one didn't happen yet. So she was outside flirting with you, and then her boyfriend gets home, and he goes inside
He
with
rolls
Burger
up
King
in this like,
jalopy.
the door did the whole,
Yeah.
when you opened it.
So he takes Burger King inside. The next thing you know, Maxine comes prancing outside of this trailer park, dressed scantily clad in black lingerie with her hoo-ha hanging out, flirting with Kyle. And I was like, what is actually happening? She then proceeds to go back in her trailer, and a couple minutes later, we hear her and her boyfriend getting it on. And so do all the cats. So the cats are like, we're out of here. This is crazy. You hear all this crazy, like, Whitney Houston lovemaking music, and their moaning sounds coming from the trailer, and we're sitting out there in the street eating cold pizza, and he's got on one of my boucle wool sweaters that had sequin glitter all throughout it, and we're just
I
like,
still have that.
how are we here right now? It gets
At
better.
this point, it
gets
is like
better.
9:30.
It gets better. Something happens, and she makes her boyfriend angry, and we don't know what that thing was. So he ends up taking off. She accidentally lets one of her cats
Her personal cats.
outside. So she's like, oh my God. She's drunk.
What was its name?
She's freshly Sylvester? Maybe it was
I don't
Sylvester. Anyways, she's, freshly bedheaded, if you know what I'm saying. And and she comes running out of her trailer home to catch her cat. And then
I think I have a picture of her.
we do. We can give it to Mark and he can put it in. The next thing you know, she's coming over, and we're only 20 feet away from her. She's coming, y'all, help, help. I locked myself out of my trailer.
No. The cat had she ripped the siding off first, right?
I know, but we didn't know she'd locked herself out yet.
That's right.
So she lets us know she's locked herself out. So we're like, okay, we're going to help you get in. So she's down underneath her trailer, ripping the skirting off, seeing
Looking
if she
for the
can
cat.
find the cat. Well, the
Well,
next
mind you, her landlord is like,
five houses behind us,
Staring
watching
at her.
through the window, watching her create this just cluster of disaster. So she's ripping the siding off. The next thing you know, here she comes behind the backyard of her trailer with this plastic chair, and she's like, come on, y'all, come here, Kyle, I need a boost. And I was
if
like,
there is one thing in this life that I regret not doing was
videotaping that.
Why did I just take a picture?
We'd have won funniest home videos or something. So I was like, what's a boost mean? So we follow this woman, Maxine, to the backside of her trailer, realized that the back, I don't know if it was a bathroom or a bedroom, but the window itself was like broken. And she has this plastic chair, and she's like half perched up on it, and she's like, I need a boost. I think it was me.
It was you, because Johnny's holding the chair.
I go over and I take Maxine's back end and I hoist her up.
But the door is
Through
like,
the
the
broken
window is
window.
like probably a foot by a foot.
Her legs stay completely rigid and straight. She completely flips forward through this window like a nosedive, and you see her back legs go, and then you hear bonk, and then we're like,
So I look in
and
there.
she goes, I'm all right.
I look in there and she's like in a pretzel position on the floor, and she screams, I'm all right, I'm all right.
It was probably in the top 5 funniest moments of my entire
And then
life.
like, here she comes.
And then she
out
comes
the front door.
Then she comes out the front door. Boom!
She's like, I'm alive. We're like, we know.
We officially caught no cats that night.
None.
No,
No, didn't we get
that was
the
the night
babies?
because I wet my pants.
Oh, and then there's another part of the story. Okay, so we caught no large cats, but
No, we
Remember
caught that
somebody
orange
was
one.
living in there.
somebody had said there were
squatter.
still a couple kittens that were potentially in this trailer house.
I have a video of us in the trailer house.
The trailer house is off. There was needles all over the ground. It was disgusting.
Why did we go in that? I don't know.
So we're like, well, we have to go in and see if there's still any kittens in there. So we open the door to this trailer house, and the pilot light is on the stove.
And there's
the
a box of
Wasn't
ramen.
there ramen?
And there was, I don't know if there was a squatter or what, and then we hear this crash, so whoever we think was squatting there, camp flew out of the base or the
But we
bathroom
made
window.
Tonya go out in first because we weren't getting killed.
Yeah, we made my mom go in and,
Make sure there was
Squatter
nobody in there
hunt.
to chop us up into pieces.
yeah. So, but it's safe to say we've had some adventures together.
Do you need me to cut them?
Well, and then, so that other one, we had this trap, and it was, what do you call those traps that like
Oh, it's a drop trap.
drop trap? And we had this piece of pizza that we were
I don't need that.
eating, and we were determined to catch this cat. So at this point, it's now 11 p.m. Like it's late.
Past your bedtime.
Yeah, past my bedtime. I'm tired. I'm cold because it's freezing.
Cranky.
And we had just caught this cat. Or we were about to catch this cat, Tonya.
Yeah, we didn't catch it.
I was elsewhere when all this happened.
You were talking to the neighbor.
I think I was talking to a lady at the back because she
The
was,
very end, because I remember
were you
you.
talking
I
to
just
the
remember you
landlord?
hustling.
yeah, she was not happy. She didn't understand what was going on, and I was telling her that we were trying to catch the stray cats, and she needed to cool her jets with us because we were there to help.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she didn't want you bringing them back.
Right.
Yeah.
She was like, "What are you doing
'Cause
after you get them
trap,
fixed?"
neuter, and then you take them back to where they came from.
Right.
And
She's like,
she
"Well, there's
didn't want
nobody
no
here
part
to
of
take
that.
care of them. They're just gonna die."
So Tonya and I had been working on this cat. We had been luring it in, using our resources. I think we found a coat hanger in the trailer that we were trying to wrangle this cat with. We had this pizza. So we had been working on this cat for a good hour, trying to get it in this trap. Well, finally, the cat goes in the trap. We catch it, and it wasn't until we realized that we then had to get this cat from this big, large trap into a carrier. You may think that's an easy task, but when you're dealing with feral cats, it's not easy.
No.
You could lose your life.
So I take this bougie sweater off that I'm wearing, wrapped in, and Tanya's like, "You're gonna have to go in for it." I'm like, "I don't know what you're meaning, but okay. You want me to go after this feral cat?" So I stick the jacket over, I put it on backwards, and I like stick it in the thing, and the cat screams. Okay, which in turn causes me to scream, which then causes me to pee my pants. So I peed my pants, and I'm laughing, which then Ton followed suit. She also peed her pants.
I trickled. You peed.
I did pee. So we're screaming in this trailer park at 11 something at night, and I look up, and Alissa thinks that something is wrong with us, and she comes barreling
I hear
up
this
the drive.
blood-curdling cry, and I'm like, somebody's dead.
No.
I take off running.
So we caught this cat in the cage, but then didn't it get back out?
Didn't her daughter?
Accidentally let it out.
Yeah,
They opened the door?
we had reinforcements come over that said, "Oh, we can get it." And after the whole debacle, this daughter came over saying, "Oh yeah, I can get it out of the trap."
And
She
we
let it
out.
loose.
So I peed my pants for nothing.
So if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself.
Right.
Hard lesson learned.
We've learned that. Oh, there's my scissors.
But we had to do the whole run around Burlington that day. We had to go collect traps.
Yeah, we
and
had to go pick up the trap.
It was an all-day adventure.
Here's the thing. If you're a rich person and you're bored, get involved in animal and cat rescue, because I'm telling you what, there's a lot of suffering. And there's not enough people out there doing the hard work because it's tricky.
It's pretty humbling.
It is humbling.
It's all worth it.
Yesterday we tried to catch a dog.
She had both of us out running.
Okay, so I saved a dog like 5 days ago at random during the big Texas UT game, and I told that story on the last episode. But I told them about it. Well, then yesterday we're driving through town, and here's another black dog with the collar on, but it's limping. And I'm like, oh my God, it's been hit by a car. Come on, we gotta go. We gotta save it. This track star, I dropped him off, making him run. I dropped Mom off, making her hoof it.
I'm sprinting down the road.
Well, then somebody says, it's not limping, it has 3 legs. I was like, oh, right. Yeah, well, we still couldn't tire it out, and then it ditched us, and that rescue attempt was thwarted.
Tonya, you got to tell the story of...
You tell the story, I'll fill in.
No, you tell the story. So, first and foremost, we'll have to start off with, I'm a bad driver.
Yeah.
Tonya can verify for that. I took a corner.
Very first half hour of our trip, he takes a 35 mile an hour, 90
Not this trip, your
degree.
first trip
My
last
first
time?
trip to
Yeah.
Texas.
So this was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Takes a corner that's a 30, 35 mile an hour corner at 75.
We may or may
Which-
not have been on 2 wheels. But we live to tell the story.
Scared the living daylights out of me.
So we're driving, and are we in Houston?
We're like 2 hours away from Alissa because I said, what am I
Yeah.
going to do with the cat for 2 hours? Like, if I take this cat, what are we going to do with
Well,
it? What do we...
Somehow, I was driving, and I got us lost. I took the wrong exit or something.
Correct.
So we're in, like, what looks like Mexico. Okay? In, like, the slums of Mexico is where it looks like we are.
Like you know what that looks like.
And so I say that we're going slow and we're stuck behind a vehicle. And I'm like, why are they going so slow? And realize they're like going around something. And we look down and I said, don't hit that cat. And
A calico cat.
there's a cat that is like right in the road, basically. And so Kyle's like, oh my gosh, you have to save that cat. You have to save that cat. And I was like, what are we going to do with it? He's like, I don't know, but get out. In a neighborhood I have never been to.
And there's this guy
And there's
watering
this
his
guy
grass.
watering his grass. And I could see where he had tried to hose the cat because the water went clear across to
Right.
where the cat was. He's like, well, we've been trying to get it, but
So is it just frozen in the road?
No,
it's just sitting there.
Just sitting there. It's at this point it's on the side of the road, and Kyle's sitting in front of this lady's driveway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this guy says, we've tried to call the to see if we can get somebody to come get it, but it's Thanksgiving weekend. There's
They're
nobody
closed.
on duty. We've fed the cat.
No, it was Easter.
Yeah.
Was it Easter?
It was Easter.
It was Easter. Anyway,
Tomato.
right. So I get out, and I'm looking at this cat, and this cat is like sick.
It had
this
rabies.
This cat is sick.
Rabid.
And it's just sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, we still have a 2-hour drive. What are we gonna do? Well, as I'm trying to figure out what to do with this cat,
I panic.
Kyle leaves me.
I feel like we're in the Bronx.
He
And I
drives
panic.
off without me, and I'm like looking at the cat, looking at Kyle, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Well, he had to move the car because another car was behind him, so he was like pulling up and around the block. And
I
this
just left
lady
her.
that gets out of the car, I have an Iowa sweatshirt on, and she says, "Are you from Iowa?"
Tony's like, what was your first clue?
Yes, I am. And I said, "Is this your cat?" And she says, "No, can you take it?" And I was like, "I can't. I'm not from here." And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And this cat starts coming at me.
Chasing
And I'm
her. Like feral.
Is this cat got rabies? What's going on? And it's like, I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to leave it because I can't take it and I can't help it.
But I am now gone. I flew the coop.
Clear down the block and on another street.
Did you remember where you left her?
Well, I went running for him because I could see his car.
And I'm still driving.
And this
She's
cat
chasing
is
me.
chasing me.
The cat is chasing her. She's chasing my car. And I'm still driving because I'm scared.
And I'm like-
And the passenger door is still open.
I'm like, what am I going to... And I'm like, Kyle, the cat's chasing me. He's like, run, run.
I'm like, get in. I'm not stopping.
He did not. So I had to run and jump in as he's still driving. And this cat is meowing at me and chasing me, probably saying, don't leave me. I don't know, but it was stressful. It was very, very
It was
stressful.
traumatic.
So then we're on our way down here this time. And Ton says to me, if there's a pet, you have to get out and chase it. Because
I said my ass is leaving you.
And Alissa did leave me yesterday.
I did. I said, get out and run.
And then the only reason why you caught up was because you made me get out and run too.
I'm the one that about ran into traffic.
Yeah, I thought you were.
At that point, I didn't care. I thought if somebody sees me and hits me anyways, they deserve.
The guilt?
Yes.
Or what?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm pretty sure if they're going to hit you out there on that freeway, you'd have been.
I'd have been the stupid one, but oh well.
Oh.
Let's just say they still have 4 or 5 more days here. The adventure just began. You know
We're not
what?
done with these trees, y'all.
I know, but you know it's hard because it's kind of like when you have a good smelling house, you go nose blind. Like I feel like we're decor blind. Like we've been doing it for so long now.
Maybe we
we're
should
like,
walk to the end of the driveway and back.
Let's get a good. This one needs a little help.
Yeah, I'm kind of bounced between these 2 trees
This
here.
needs a little bit of
And I
thickening.
think we need to look at each other's that they've been doing it. Because once you, like you say, once you look at it for so long, kind of blind to it.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over here through my. What's that game where like you try to get the beads? Like it's like that thing that Pac-Man. I feel like I'm in a Pac-Man course.
Is that the last box?
Nope, there's one more.
Okay.
What's up with Mother Martha's one sprig of like dead berries?
Where? I actually like it.
No, there's one here.
In there.
A little random texture.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
What'd you call it?
Mother Mary.
Mother Martha, I think.
Oh, Mother Martha.
Yeah. Gilly looks real full here.
Doesn't she?
She looks
Is
full.
she a she or a he?
Well, we have to call it a she.
She looks good? Or is she too full?
She's a little on the thick side.
But,
But
she's gonna go outside.
Her
so
form is also.
Yeah, she's outside. Her what?
Well, I think it's just about stepping back. Like this looks a little thick here.
Yeah.
Like maybe that needs to be a little bit more like down. Like
were the
that.
magnolia going in the trees or the
No.
garland?
And like this pokes out a little bit.
I know. I thought if it warmed up and we got some sun, it might calm them down, but I don't know that that's really going to happen.
All right, this little guy.
Yeah.
I feel like we maybe just need to look at one tree at a time now.
There's some filler in here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me check our cameras and see where we are because we might be good on our episode. We have officially filmed for an hour, friends. So come over here
Wow.
and give me the say goodnight, Lucy.
Good
All right.
night, Lucy.
Kyle.
Good night, Lucy.
Good night, Mother Con.
Good night, Ton.